This is a story about a train station, of people, not of the rich and powerful, but about those who laid the tracks and built the cars, the maintenance crews, the cooks, the maids in the red caps and the porters. This is a tribute to how Bay Area citizens maintained the West, how Bay Area citizens participated in building a vital and diverse metropolis to reunite a fractured nation after a bloody civil war. On November the 8th, 1869, the first overland passenger train in the United States had traveled from New York to California. This train completed its journey in the city of Oakland to become the official western terminus for the United States Transcontinental Railroad. Although the railroad advertised trains to San Francisco, the train actually stopped in Oakland, at the end of 7th Street nearest Broadway. More than any other single event in the 19th century, this propitious expansion sowed the roots for California's diverse population in the 21st century. Without the railroad, Oakland would be a little town by the bay. Oakland would be, and I mean no harm to anyone, Oakland would be Benicia. It was the arrival of the Transcontinental Railroad that was advertised at the time, and for some odd reason is still advertised in history books, as the train from New York City to San Francisco. The problem is you can't lay tracks on water, so what ended up happening, it was the train from New York City, New York, which facts have proven left for the trip via Boston to Oakland, California. And that was good for Oakland and San Francisco, because without the Transcontinental Railroad, Oakland, again, Benicia. Particularly if you've lived here for a while, let's say before the Second World War. If you've been here that long, you almost have a physical relationship, a biological relationship to the railroad. For many black people here, our relationship was through the George Pullman Company. Specifically, it was because of the Pullman porters, and because the Pullman Company required that you be on call at a historical time when there were no telephones. Most black people lived on one side or the other of the tracks. In Oakland, you have to live west of Broadway and south of Grand Avenue. Because a lot of people say you build community. This is sort of a catchphrase these days. But communities aren't built by good feeling and good ideas only. They're built by commerce and economic activity. Mexicans were really the very first people to enter this area who are not natives. Now, a lot of people don't know that in California, slavery was abolished twice, once by Mexico and once by the United States during the Civil War. The transformation of Oakland from a small waterfront settlement, Rancho San Antonio, to a major metropolis and industrial center can be attributed in large measure to this railroad community. The years 1868 to 1873 were a time of rapid expansion and improvement for the railroad industry. 33,000 miles of rails were laid, and many lines were double-tracked with steel rails beginning to replace iron. Landreau Bell, an African-American, patented an invention for a locomotive smokestack on May the 23rd, 1871. Coupled with George Westinghouse air brakes, invented in 1868, this made the use of more powerful locomotives possible. It was a new wave for travel. The Pullman sleeper was often called a French flat, a term for a tenement. Now, as passengers slept in one car, dined in another, had their hair cut in a third, and used the library or organ in a fourth, the whole train became a temporary community. One amazed French editor called it a rolling village. All of us collectively, everyone in this country, contributed to this nation's character and to Oakland's success as a city. But, because what is this about history? History can only be, without perspective, a collection of facts. That's all, facts without perspective. I think it's the function of historians to bring perspective to history, because brought into perspective, the past can challenge all of us to continue to expand upon our legacy. This is looking at your own personal legacy. Too often I think when people get old and die, and then someone younger comes after they've died, and see their ancestors' photos and their papers, and don't know who these people are, and their things get thrown away. Making imprints in history begins when we share our lives, when we talk to our elders to find out who the people in the pictures are and what those events mean to them. That is history. This is our collective chance to preserve, to share, and to celebrate our montage of rail experiences.
Restoring an intimate legacy.